I believe.
What's your bias?
Well, my bias, like you said, I'm right wing. I'm conservative.
If you had to if you go, God damn it, maybe I went too far down this road. If I could just relax one aspect of my dialogue, what would it be? Me, it would be my pipe smoking.
Your pipe smoking? I wouldn't care. Because here's the thing. I don't care about it. I
One
really
way
don't.
or the other?
But my issue with it is when, and we saw this in Montreal, I talked about it when people lie about it and they're dishonest with their voting constituency.
Like how so?
Well, saying, it's medicine for A, B, C, or D. It may be medicine for A, but not for B, C, or D.
Well, what are the B, C's, and D's?
Well,
what are the things that's not medicine
an example.
for?
Well, you're asking me what I wouldn't talk about, and asking me to defend it. My point is I don't really care about it.
But what are the B, C's, and D? What you said
it cures
specific.
cancer.
Well, there has been shown...
It helps with cancer about as much as turmeric and gin.
Wait, what? Okay, nobody is saying that weed cures cancer. What weed can do is help people who have terminal cancer and are in extreme pain deal with that pain without having to use prescribed painkillers. On top of that, for patients in chemo and radiation, a huge problem, I mean, talk to anybody who's gone through this or knows someone who's gone through this, a huge problem when you're going through chemo and radiation for cancer, I know more so about lung cancer because that's what my grandma had and I was very close to her, is loss of appetite. You get extreme nausea, you throw up a lot, and sometimes you just can't force yourself to eat when you're going through chemo. And weed gives you the munchies. Weed can make you hungry. Weed makes food taste better regardless. For me, getting too high makes me throw up. For many others, getting too high does the opposite, and it helps them with headaches or migraines or nausea.
Cancer and non-psychoactive.
Yeah, and certainly with seizures. I have zero problem with CBD being legalized. But my
issue
is
also cannabis.
I'll have to, I feel the need to call people out in bullshit when they say, well, the reason it's not is because of big pharmaceutical companies. Go, hold on a second. There's 7 patents on chemical compounds for marijuana right now.
Right.
The people who stand to make the most out of marijuana legalization are pharmaceutical companies. That's why they make...
That's not true.
Well, it is. If you look at the biggest supplement companies, it's owned by the same pharmaceutical companies.
But you can't patent
and the one
plant.
Yes, you can. They've patented seven at
you
least.
You can patent strains that are GMOs.
No. 7 active chemical compounds in pot that have been patented as drugs. They've gone through the process.
Yeah,
There's
but
one
you
that's
can't
really
patent it
efficient.
to the point where you can't grow pot.
Yeah, no, Joe Rogan's completely right here. Steven Crowder's wrong. So there are patented strains. Like, for example, the strain that I'm smoking right now is called Sour Diesel. It's a sativa. I think it might be a hybrid. I think it's just a sativa. I always ask for sativa when I go to a dispensary because indica fucks me up. But Sour Diesel might be patented by some company, but marijuana THC Delta 9, I think, is the exact type of THC. Yeah, that you can't patent that. You can't even patent sativas and indicas even.
How would you stop someone if pot's legal? If pot's legal, how would anyone? And if that's the truth, then that's a real problem.
If pot is recognized as a medicine, right? If pot is recognized, there is no one who would stand to gain more than pharmaceutical companies by providing it as medicine.
That's not necessarily true. If people are allowed to grow it themselves.
Maybe it's not necessarily true. I'll give you that. But I also think it's not necessarily true that the reason people can't smoke up is because Big Pharma is sitting somewhere, Martin Shkreli going, oh, let's make pot illegal.
Well, not that
That's
guy.
my only point.
But there are absolutely people who have lobbied, as we talked about how the prison guard union has lobbied to keep marijuana illegal. There's absolutely pharmaceutical companies have done the same thing. It was revealed in the WikiLeaks memos.
See, this is where I was saying
hold on, don't interrupt me, you fuck. Where Hillary Clinton said that she's against marijuana in every sense of the word, right? You remember those WikiLeaks papers that came out?
Yeah.
Is he? He said he would leave it up to the states. Yeah. That's actually a constitutional approach.
But he wants to beef up the war on drugs.
You know why? I bet someone slipped him a pot cookie once and he looked at his hair in the mirror. And
no, he's a teetotaler. He doesn't even drink.
What the fuck?
Sold vodka. Doesn't.
No, Donald Trump does not abstain from alcohol. What? That's not true. Dude, there's no way Donald Trump lives a clean life. This reminds me of when, who was it? George Bush. When George Bush said, yeah, but I didn't inhale. Yeah, I took a hit from the marijuana once, but I did not inhale.
When I was in England, I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it. And didn't inhale, and never tried it again. And didn't inhale.
Doesn't drink, Donald Trump. It's crazy.
Yeah. Ever?
No, he says he claims he's never had a drop.
Colorado topped $1 billion in legal marijuana sales in 2016.
Good.
Holla.
Yeah.
Holla at Colorado.
Yeah. But another thing that we just wrote about, and again,
Sounds
people
like
get
a lot
mad
of new
with the weed
jobs,
issue.
too.
Well, no. Traffic fatalities regarding marijuana have skyrocketed.
Google that because that's nonsense.
No,
you
we
know,
wrote about
drunk
it at
driving,
loudandbetter.com.
drunk driving arrests have dropped. What do you mean you've? First of all,
Yeah, we wrote about what the sources
first of
there,
all,
the original
what,
studies.
just because someone gets in an accident and they're high,
See,
because hold on, stop.
No, hold on a second. This is
Okay. You really shouldn't drive while high. You really, really shouldn't. I'm high right now, and assuming I could drive when I'm sober, I would probably not have an issue. But if I got, like, as high as I was last night, I threw up. Like, my muscles were contracting. I couldn't bend my fingers. Like, if you're getting that high and getting behind the wheel, you've got no business to be doing that. That's probably worse than drunk driving, like, as far as I'm concerned.
Because you interrupt way too much.
No,
You need to stop.
you talk-
You were
hold on a
invited to
second.
the cookout.
No. I don't talk in
Go ahead.
paragraphs. I make full points.
Hold on
Amy?
a second. You just said, let me make my point. Again, my point is I don't care about it.
Yeah, you do.
No, I really don't.
You don't care about
No, here's
people
the thing.
dying? You
get
son of
no,
a
no, you get
bitch.
so touchy about it because someone says, you know what? If people want to smoke up, fine. I just don't really buy the arguments that everyone is in some big conspiracy to try and snuff it out.
No, there
and
are
the
some.
idea that the drug war.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. Steven Crowder absolutely cares about weed. He absolutely cares about weed. He's clearly mad about it. And I like how conservatives will push conspiracies all the fucking time. Like, about the craziest shit, about the most minute of things. They'll push weird conspiracy theories about it. But then they refuse to acknowledge the not even conspiracy theory, just confirmed existence of lobbying in our government. Yeah, no, it is well known the pharmaceutical industry, among many other industries in the past, that have pushed that have lobbied politicians, mostly Republican politicians, Democrats too, though, to be against weed. And it's only been recently that the popularity of weed and legalizing it has gone up, especially with older people, that it's become a hot button political issue where, yeah, you're seeing, almost every year, a few states even, are legalizing weed. They got medical weed in Florida, even, and that's a hard red state.
Idea that it cures cancer. I just don't buy that, and
Well, it
people get
does.
so upset.
Well, listen,
That's my only point. That's why I
scientific
wouldn't talk about
studies
it.
have proven that it shrinks tumors, that it helps people with cancer. Much like turmeric, much like any things that reduce inflammation, including
Turmeric,
CBD
ginger,
oil.
tart cherry.
Right, but it's not necessarily
fighting
a
for those to be-
magical. They're all legal, and there's no issue because they're not psychoactive.
Right.
But they are beneficial. So all these things are good. Marijuana is one of the things that are good. And don't shore, man. Just like you don't shore turmeric, you don't shore ginger, you don't shore a reduced sugar diet. All those things that reduce inflammation are good for you.
He's not wrong, dude. When I get nauseous and I've got like a ginger candy and I pop one in my mouth, the nausea or the headache or whatever I had going on, the barfy feeling, goes away instantly. Don't get carried away with it. Don't be going into the essential oils and shit like that.
I don't buy that smoking marijuana would be as beneficial as a reduced sugar diet. And my point is that people get so offended by me saying that and saying, but if you want to smoke, go ahead.
You might be correct,
Shouldn't be
but
offensive.
it doesn't matter because it's not a fucking contest to see what's the most beneficial. The question is it beneficial and is it damaging?
It does matter. The
What's
fact
damaging?
That you said, no, let me finish my point. It does matter. You said, what would you not talk about? I said, probably pot because I don't care. Well, what do you think
You
about it? I
definitely
said,
care. That's
this
why you're
is what I
arguing
think
with me
about
about it.
And your eyes
Lying.
light up. And all of a sudden,
bitch. You
where
care?
ideology and
You care
worldviews
like
shouldn't
crazy.
be discussed.
No, you
You're
care.
going to laser me like a tractor beam on the most important issue of the day that I said, I don't care.
You're the guy that thinks people
Bro, Crowder's getting blown the fuck out. Holy shit.
should be able to do whatever. You're a free
Yes,
market guy,
that's
right?
what I just said.
So if you're a
Rogan just called Crowder a bitch, and he took it.
free
Smoke
market
pot.
guy, why wouldn't you be in support of something? Whether it's
To be fair, though, Joe Rogan would easily take Steven Crowder. Okay, Steven Crowder's pretty buff. He seems tough. He seems like he might know how to fight, like maybe. But Joe Rogan knows how to fight. He may not be like a big, crazy good, but he knows how to fight. So I think Joe Rogan would kill Steven Crowder in a one-on-one fight.
the most
I just
beneficial
said I am.
or equally
I just
beneficial,
said I am.
but you're not necessarily because
I
you're
am.
denying.
But because
you're
right now of the
denying-
chemical compounds.
Hold on, fuckface. You're
Well,
denying.
watch it. Come on. It's been a good
Come on,
conversation.
We're friends. I'm just joking. Since marijuana legalization, highway fatalities in Colorado are at
Well, hold on a
near
second.
historic lows.
You haven't bringing up the source that you want to find.
Washington
Bring up the
Post.
study right there. Yeah, Washington Post. Bring up the study that we wrote. We wrote about it on our website.
Look, I don't care about your website, you fuck. Since marijuana legalization, highway fatalities in Colorado
Since you
are
called me
at
hold on a second.
near
Since you called me hold on a second. Since you called me a
historic
fucking a puss, and you do this with the crazy lady at a
come
comedy
on,
club,
buddy, I
you
like
think if
you.
you scream enough that it makes a point. My point is, I don't care
don't
about
think
it.
that if we
Smoke
scream
up.
enough-
And you just said I was interrupting. You're interrupting now and
Listen,
screaming.
because
I don't
Jamie
care about it
put
enough.
up a post, and you're not.
But I
you're
don't buy
ignoring
that
it.
it's as valuable.
I swear, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Like, this is so bizarre. But I also like the Chad, Sigma moment move by Joe Rogan that he's just smoking weed during this argument. That's what I'm going to start doing during all my debates now. I'm just going to start smoking weed, midway through, if it's going well, and just really sort of, rub it in there and just start getting high.
Valuable as a low sugar diet. And the fact
Doesn't have to be as
that
valuable.
you can't have a conversation about this as civilly as you did every other issue tells me that there's a problem. This is a TNT powder keg.
I can.
This
the
issue
problem
with
is
pot.
I get very defensive when people start talking over me, and you started it first. But the reality is that a low sugar diet is fine.
Sure.
It's good too. Why is there a competition between a low sugar diet and turmeric and marijuana and CBD oil? Why? Why does it even have to be
is
discussed?
making the claim regarding
Also, it's pronounced turmeric, not turmeric. It's turmeric.
legality that it cures cancer.
Because
my
the
only
other
point is I
ones
don't
are
believe
legal.
it. No, my only point is
Because
fine.
the other ones are already legal. They don't have to fight
Yeah,
for
but
it.
no one's prescribing, no one's dishing out dispensaries for turmeric or ginger.
They
That's my
certainly are if you go to these local juice shops.
Anyway.
You go to these juice shops, people are
point. I
promoting
couldn't care
ginger
less
like
people want to
crazy,
smoke
turmeric
joints.
like crazy.
I
Go
couldn't care
online.
if people couldn't care less people want to smoke joints.
You're an ideologue, buddy.
Really? That's an ideologue position by saying leave it to the states?
Yeah, you're locked in, man.
Really?
You're locked deep into this fucking
Locked
red
how so?
state thing, man.
I was raised in a socialist province of
where
Quebec.
your bread is buttered, buddy.
A socialist province of
And
Quebec.
meanwhile,
For starters, Pepe laugh Canadian. 2, the socialist province of Quebec. Yeah, Crowder's Canadian. Yeah, I thought you guys knew.
why
Smith?
you're over here in America.
Dude, almost all of the most popular right-wing pundits here in America aren't American. Fucking Crowder, Jordan Peterson, Lauren Southern. Conservatives literally can't define socialism. They don't know how. They can't do it.